is up, guys? Beancrew49 here. We are back on the Gaia community server. And it's rainy days around here, guys. Dark days are upon us. Gaia has gone dark. Oh, man. We've had a little bit of drama here on the on the Gaia community server. And I'm going to fill you in on everything that's going on so that you're up to speed and you know what's happening here. Let's just suffice it to say it is rainy days. Stormlandia's got a beacon, and he says that he's put it on the corner of his map, on the edge of his map, because that's where he's working on his little tunnel. But I think we all know that he's trying to show off that he has a beacon. Okay, we're on to you, Stormzix. We see what you're doing. All right, so what I want to do today at the start of this video is I'm going on a campaign. That's right, guys. I feel like I need to go on this campaign because justice has been cast aside. There is no justice in Gaia, guys. There's none. So as you all know, I'll explain this while I go. As you all know, the other day there was an incident with an Emerald Fields resident, Sage Omnivore 500, and he basically murdered IGL Xenix in cold blood. Okay? And no laws were actually broken since this occurred in the Nether. It was more of a matter of morality and ethics, of which Sage Omnivore showed none. So everyone was looking to Whiscrum to make this right because IGL lost so much after being murdered. Let me go check my shop real quick. IGL lost a lot of stuff in the altercation, and you know he's fairly upset about it. And so everyone was looking to Whiscrum to make it right, to make it better. See if I sold anything. I don't think I have. The server hasn't been open that much. So let's go downstairs and make sure, just in case, just in case. So everyone's looking to Whiscrum to solve the problem, you know, punish Sage accordingly so that it shows that Emerald Fields does not condone evil behavior, okay? And after a lot of drama and a lot of whining and complaining, we finally got a decision. IGL Xenix and Whiscrum came to an agreement. And that agreement was on the punishment of Sage Omnivore, okay? And what happened was, let me just write this sign real quick. Make sure I spell everything correctly. Hey. No justice, no peace. That's right, guys. We're going on a campaign here. We're putting flyers and posters all around the city now because justice has not been served. Justice has been denied. So IGL Xenix and Whiscrum got into negotiations. And it was about what to do with Sage Omnivore 500 to make him atone for his sins. And IGL Xenix could have asked for whatever he wanted, and Whiscrum would have had to have considered it because, you know, everyone agrees that what Sage did was pretty skeezy. It was underhanded. Even Sage knows that, right, Sage? Put it in the comment section. I know you know deep down what you did was wrong. So IGL could have asked for anything. Here's what happened. IGL lost what he says is the best sword that was on the server. I'm not sure what it had, but he said it was like the best sword anyone could make. So he lost that. He lost 30 levels on a server where it's very difficult to get levels. Very difficult to get levels because the mob spawners are not working. Mobs are spread out, so it's very hard to get levels around here anymore. And so he lost over 30 levels. He also lost a enchanted diamond chest plate. And he did receive some of the items that were stolen from him by Sage Omnivore, so it wasn't a total loss, but he lost a lot of stuff in this little altercation. And oh, someone's coming to Rigel. I better make myself hidden. Hey, my controller's been weird, been very strange lately. Like the down symbol doesn't work. Who's red? As long as it's not IGL, it's okay. Anyway, so there was negotiations and IGL could have thought of anything to make it right. And in my mind, you know, what would have made it right was if Sage Omnivore had to enchant a diamond sword out of his own enchantments. If he had to enchant a diamond chest plate out of his own enchantments, you know. Or if he had to somehow transfer over 30 levels to IGL. All of these things would have been acceptable in my mind. And it would have been justice, you know, for what he did. Because IGL lost a lot in the deal. In the whole thing. But IGL's first and only idea, I still can't believe this, guys. His first and only idea was for Sage Omnivore to go and alter the wall so that it's not so ugly. The wall that started this whole thing. right? So basically, and Whiscrum, of course, Whiscrum agreed instantly. You know, of course he agreed to that. It didn't cost Sage anything. Excuse me, IGL Zenix's idea, I'm using air quotes here, idea of punishment was for Sage Omnivore to improve his own country. What? He's going to improve his own country and that's justice? I don't believe it. I could not believe that that's what he wanted as a form of compensation. To be honest with you guys, I am extremely disappointed in IGL Zenix. Extremely disappointed. I don't know what his motivations are. You know, there was a lot of arguing about what the punishment should be, so maybe he just said that so that there would be less arguing, you know. But I think it was a pretty cowardly thing for him to do because he didn't want to cause ripples. But you know, he was murdered in cold blood, guys. He lost a lot of things, a lot. It set him back. His country has very few people in it, and it's very hard for him to accumulate stuff. So he lost a lot in that little altercation. A lot. Is this Sage's shop? It looks bigger than it was before. Oh, that's right. They put an addition onto it. So I think IGL got the raw end of the deal here, but it was him. He can only blame himself. I don't understand what happened. I can't wrap my head around it. It's like he wanted Sage to get away with his own murder. I don't believe, but that's what's happened here. Sage has gotten away with murder. It's basically what's happened on this server. And so, you know, a lot of people during the drama told me that, you know, it's none of my business. I wasn't the one killed, so I should keep my nose out of it. But the way I see it, guys, is that there was a very dirty, disgraceful thing done by a neighboring country. And, you know, generally the leader of the country showed very little concern that the name of Emerald's Fields was taking, you know, this horrible, disgusting face, you know. Basically, you know, the leader of their country, Whiscrum, didn't seem to mind too much about what happened, okay? And he was willing to make it up to IGL and IGL only. And that I can respect, but IGL dropped the ball. No peace, no justice. We'll go backwards on this one. IGL dropped the ball big time. Wow. I can't believe it, guys. I'm still in shock, honestly. Sage Omnivore's punishment for killing IGL and making him lose a bunch of stuff was for Sage Omnivore to spend 20 minutes improving his own country. Oh my goodness. I'm facepalming. This is the facepalm of epic levels, guys. Epic facepalm. I can't. This is like in the dictionary where it says facepalm, there's a picture of IGL Zenix right now. He has egg on his face, if you ask me. And Whiscrum was so happy. You know, the moment I said, IGL, you know, that's not a fair punishment. I said, that's not fair at all. Whiscrum flipped out. He lost it completely. And, of course he lost it because, you know, I was trying to convince IGL that the punishment was not only was it not strict enough, it wasn't strict at all. Whiscrum was making out in the deal. Okay, that's all my signs, so we'll leave it at that. Whiscrum made out in the deal. Now he's getting Sage Omnivore to do work on his country, what he was going to order him to do anyway. Oh, no justice, no peace. So, tensions between Emerald Fields and New Eden are extremely high right now. Just because of the way it was handled. And just the, you know, the Whiscrum has been very obstinate about what should happen with this. You know, he always takes the mind of what laws were broken, not whose feelings were hurt. You know, does that make sense? You know, as a leader, you have to be concerned about not only what laws your citizens are following, but what kind of ripple effects they're having in the community. And that's so, I think Whiscrum's shortcoming as a leader is he doesn't see that aspect of it. We saw that with Storm6. Remember the Storm6 drama and how people leaving, lag it out. Remember the Storm6 drama where Whiscrum had the opportunity to make everything right by just giving up the 3 or 4 mycelium blocks, and he refused to do so because, you know, he's just focused on himself. He's very egocentric, and that's why New Eden and Emerald Fields is feuding right now. We got a feud, guys. We're on the brink of war. One more incident, we're going to war. But we're feuding because, you know, in New Eden, we are not egocentric. We're in touch with the divine spirit. we're in touch with the holiness of sanctity of life. Whiscrum is concerned with himself and himself only. So he's like the exact opposite of everything New Eden stands for. And I'm sick of it. I'm tired of how he runs his country. I don't like it. And, you know, one more incident like this and I will take him to war. I mean, I have 3 reasons right now. But I'm looking for, you know, a real solid reason to go to war, because we're not the warlike type. But honestly, Emerald Fields has to be stopped. They have to go down. Enough is enough. You know, we're trying to spread peace and love over here, and Whiscrum is trying to spread egocentric me thoughts. You know, me. What about me? And that's just like the opposite of what we want here. So anyway, I can't believe it. I'm still in shock, as you know, and I don't know how I'm gonna get over this, guys. I feel like I was wronged in this whole ordeal. You know, I sat by and watched IGL Xenix get murdered, and you know, I was expecting justice this whole time, and justice has not come. And I feel like a little bit of a betrayal because, you know, I was wanting justice for IGL. You know, yes, I wanted to see that, I wanted to know that Emerald Fields didn't condone the behavior, so that's a large reason that why I wanted to see justice. But a part of me, you know, it just really was very empathic, and I felt for IGL Xenix. I felt his plight. I thought he was wronged. I thought he was wronged in one of the worst ways possible. So I wanted to see justice for him. I truly did. And then for him to declare basically that he didn't want justice for himself, I think it showed a very distinct lack of self-esteem. I think that's what it was, honestly. And I'm not trying to criticize anyone. I'm trying to just, you know, help people grow. And IGL Xenix, if you're watching this, you have to have more self-esteem for yourself. You let Sage kill you like that and you do nothing about it. Honestly, IGL, you did nothing about it. You let Whiscrum and company just get away with murder. This is what happened. They got away with murder in the most literal sense. So I don't know where this leaves us as far as relations between countries is concerned. Like, obviously Emerald Fields and New Eden is just, we're completely, I'm like, the embargo can last forever for all I care. Forget the 1-month embargo. It's gonna last forever, between me at least. I'll allow my citizens to trade with New Eden, or Emerald Fields, if they so choose. But I really hope that they choose to see it from my perspective and see that, you know, they're so opposite of everything we stand for. It's like, you know, the U.S. and the Nazis, basically, okay? You know, we didn't want to get involved because we respect differences, you know? New Eden respect, they have the right to be different. You get it? You know, the Nazis had a right to be different, and that's what they wanted to do, let them be. But once they start killing Jews, once they killed IGL, you know, they've crossed the line. They've crossed the line, and their leader didn't handle it very well, in my opinion. He did all the right things, but again, it was just like Sage. It was just like Sage. He had to be pressured into it, you know. He had to feel shame before he did the right thing. So I think that's kind of like the MO of Emerald Fields. That's what they do. Is like they have decency only if pressured. You know what I mean? And that's not anything I can respect. That's not anything I can respect. So anyway, what I'm doing here, segue, is this mountain's pretty much getting there. Remember I told you that I'd add some more details? Well, I'm going to add some dirt around here. A lot of dirt to kind of blend in the stone and the mountain peak. Made the mountain peak sort of dirtish, and then, you know, as it goes down, it transitions into stone a little bit. So that's what I've been doing a lot of, and that's what I'm going to do for the rest of this video. I'm glad to get that off my chest because, you know, the events have just transpired. You know, they just went down, and I'm now making the video about it. So it's still fresh in my mind, fresh in my heart, and man, guys, I'm going back to talking about it. I'm not done talking about this, guys, because this was a serious event in Gaia. I think it kind of drew lines in the sand as far as who's on whose side here, and it was clear that IGL just had an intense lack of self-respect. You know, he didn't want to see justice for himself, so that kind of saddened me. Not kind of, it definitely saddened me. You know, it might sound like anger. I'm not angry. I'm just kind of disappointed in IGL. You know, you can't go through life thinking you deserve little. You know, you can't go through life thinking that, you know, oh, it's just little of me, I don't deserve this. You are a human being with thoughts and feelings and And you deserve rights. You don't deserve to be stabbed in the back. And so when it does happen, you got to fight for yourself because no one else is going to fight for you. I fought for IGL as much as I possibly could. And Whiscrum took that as an insult to him. You know, I fought for IGL's rights, and Whiscrum saw it as like I was attacking him. When all I was trying to do was get IGL to have some self-respect, IGL Xenix. Come on now. So now, you know, because of this, I wasn't even killed. But now because of this, you know, tensions have been strained heavily between that evil country over there and myself. And, you know, I'm glad for it. I want to distance myself from those people as much as I possibly can. Honestly, they're not... There's the reason there's a wall there. You know, a Trump-sized wall separating us. There's a very good reason. You don't see a wall over in Irene, now do you? Nope. Well, there will be in the future because we wanna make sure that, you know, people like that aren't allowed here. We're not about that life. We ain't about that, guys. So we're trying to keep it all in the family here in New Eden because we can't even trust IGL anymore to make the right decision. You know, I would have at the very least, asked that sage enchant me something. That way, you know, he's using his own time and his own resources to give back what was lost, what was taken, instead of improving the lands of his own country. How does that help anyone, IGL Xenix? How does that help anyone? Oh my goodness. Something that was probably going to be done in the future anyway. Oh man. Whiscrum took advantage of IGL. Like big time. Big time took advantage. He was so fast to agree to that. As soon as IGL said it, I couldn't believe it. Anyway, oh man. Let's take a look at this mountain from Mount Eden, I should call it, since it has a name. Let's take a look at Mount Eden from a distance, and see where we need to add some more stuff. I definitely want to add more clay to it. Give it that clay sprinkling, but clay is out of a very, you know, it's a hot commodity around here. So I don't want to use clay if I can. Let me get some more clay before I use any clay. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah, this is you know, right there needs a lot of work. That needs some work. Let's go take care of that right now. Guys, this is my first major terraforming job, so I'm learning on the job. Okay, I'm an on-the-job learner. I always, you know, I learn things very quickly, so I'm getting pretty good at this terraforming. I've done a little bit of terraforming, of course, in the past, but nothing like this size and scope. You know what I mean? So this is pretty new to me. I've never actually built a mountain. And I'm actually, you know, for all the complaints I have about grinding, about how it's such a grind, you know, I'm actually having fun with it. It's something that you can do kind of mindlessly, so I can always watch videos in the background or, you know, just get lost in my own thoughts while I do it. I don't have to, like, be creative as much. And, you know, I can definitely see why people like it for that aspect of it. Because, you know, you don't always want to be creative. I mean, I do. Okay, almost always. But once in a while, it's kind of fun and kind of cool just to sit back and relax and just do some mind-numbing work. Some mindless, mind-numbing work. So I did actually kind of enjoy this, and I'm going to be sad when it's done, but I have a feeling there's going to be a lot more terraforming to do before this is all said and done, you know? A lot more terraforming. Yeah. Yeah. And especially after IGL's video. Oh, he put out a video, and I could feel the hurt coming from him. He was hurt, not just, you know, physically, but emotionally. You know, he said he was, it's like, excuse me for saying this, but it's like a victim of a crime, you know? They feel violated, even though they didn't do anything wrong. They feel violated and somehow like they're dirty. You know what I mean? And that's how IGL felt, and to see him just have no self-respect as far as, you know, seeing justice done, I felt like really sad about it. You know, it was a very self-loathing kind of act, I feel like. And it's not like I didn't make my opinion heard. He knows how I feel about this. He knows that I'm upset that this decision was made. He knows that I think that Sage got away with murder. So, and then he still went with the decision. Like, he didn't take my advice. So I'm kind of like just confused, really. Maybe he had a reason that I don't know. And, you know, if he wants to put in the comment section why he chose to do what he did, maybe he can help me understand. But at the current moment, I don't understand what has just happened. I still don't get it. Oh man, this mountain's awesome though. I'm switching between topics left and right. It's like I can't pick a topic. One problem that I'm noticing is there's a lot of Enderman activity around here, and they keep stealing my blocks. You know, there's a lot of holes in this little wall here. We could add some more dirt over on down yonder. I think, you know, sprinkling a little bit more dirt down here would be nice. Make it look nice, right? I can't wait to work on the sign. There's going to be a sign here that says New Eden in big bold letters. And, you know, it might do Old English or... I'll come up with a font. An earthy... What's an earthy font? I don't know. I don't even know what an earthy type font would be. But I'll do some research, see what I can come up with. And maybe we can have New Eden in cursive. You know, I do have practice doing cursive lettering in Minecraft, as people who have gone to the Coville Mall know about. They all know. If you've been to the Coville Mall, you know what I'm talking about. Alright, guys. So, that's that. You know, hopefully this drama can pass. Hopefully, you know, people can stop taking Gaia business personally. And, understand that, you know, it is a role play, guys. This is most definitely a role play, and we're trying to live out our real lives in Minecraft as leaders of nations. And, you know, a lot of people are inexperienced at this. You know, leadership ability is not something that everyone has, and that's why, you know, I wanted leaders to have to write something for me so I could kind of gauge their willingness to be leaders. And what people don't understand is being a leader, sometimes you have to make decisions that you don't like, that you don't agree with. And sometimes you're going to have to, you know, what Whiscrum doesn't understand is sometimes you're going to have to do something that you don't want to do just to maintain relations. And, you know, he understands that to an extent, but not really. Not really. We saw that with the Storms incident. He, like, refused to go the non-drama route. He wanted to go the drama route, and then when the drama got too serious, he started to complain about it. So, you know, not everyone's fit to be a leader, and I get that. I understand. So we're all working on it. We're all getting better, but some are going faster than others. And IGL, I hope that your citizens still respect you for what happened. I don't know how they feel about it, but, or citizen, I should say. You know, that's the other thing. He doesn't have a lot of citizens, so he needs all the help he can get. And then when Sage Omnivore single-handedly set him back like 6 hours, I mean, on this server currently, to get all the stuff that was lost, it would take you about 6 hours. So IGL lost like 6 or so hours, I feel like. And what does Sage have to do as compensation? He has to work on his own country for 20 minutes. Oh my goodness, guys. You can understand where I'm coming from. I hope you do. So I think that's going to be the video for today. I rambled on long enough about this. I got it off my chest, so I do feel a little bit better about it now. You know, I put my opinions and my feelings about it out in the open, and, you know, that's all I can do at this point since it's already been said, all said and done. But if you guys feel the same way I do, put it in the comment section. If you disagree with how things were handled, let me know in the comment section as well. Don't just dislike the video, though. If you dislike the video, please explain why I'm wrong and why you think I'm wrong. What should have been done and what you think. Don't just dislike. I hate that. You know, if you're gonna dislike the video, tell me to my face why, so that we can grow together. All right, guys. New Eden coming through. We got Mount Eden up in here. Oh, it's glorious. It's so glorious. All right, guys. I'm gonna thank you for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed this. Happy Minecrafting. Peace.